Sir, can we meet you, sir?
Thank you very much. My name is Engr Ikenna Elezieanya FNSE. I represent the good people of Owerri Municipal, Owerri West, and Owerri North Federal Constituency. I'm an Owerri man. I'm from Imo State. Thank you.
Okay, and sir, at your committee, can you tell us your plan on the host committee and the views or the issues that surround the challenges?
Actually, you can see that this is a very new committee, a brand new committee of the House. It wasn't in the 8th assembly. It's just in this 9th section that where the speaker haven't seen the suffering of the oil producing communities that he decided to set up this host community. Mainly, it is just to interface in making sure that the projects, all these things we hear every day, that the oil companies and oil and gas companies, what they've been doing are really on ground. You see, each day you hear of restiveness in the communities. And I hope you and Nigerians, you do hear it also. Oil companies having problem with the communities where they produce for oil and other things. And the speaker, being a man of the people, decided to set up this committee to actually go in and find out, one, how we can actually solve the problem, one. Two, in making sure things are reduced. You see, I don't know whether any of you have been to any oil bearing communities. If you see the way the oil companies, the way they come in with army and police and all these things, and I tell you, if they are working, there is a very good working relationship. You see, they won't be actually coming to safeguard themselves like that. You see, there will be relatively peace, and there will be no hostility, and their production and all these things will be low. The cost of their production will be low, and Nigeria will be good for it. That is one key area of this host community. And also, you know, there is a federal government 13% derogation also.
Yes.
For state governments. It's part of the work of this committee to look into it, to find out these communities, do they have the impact of this 13% derogation? This one of our work. And finally, what we saw today, this hydrocarbon remediation project, HYPREC, that is part of the community, the work of the host community. Yeah. It's part of our destiny. It's in our
host community committee.
Yeah, of the committee. Today you saw the minister, the permanent secretary, the entire board of the HYPREC being here to actually interface and interact with us. What you saw here today was just interaction, because we are Nigerians. We hear of what they are doing. We want to see them first. We want to hear their own view. If you have been with us since last week, we'll be having the IOCs, these international oil companies. We've been interfacing with them. We'll be asking them what they have actually done in those areas before we go in to meet the communities themselves, so that we'll be armed. We'll tell them this is what they have done, say they've done. So for you people, on your own part, is it true? Show us these things on site. So, you know what? If you go to a place called Olobri today, in Bayelsa, that was one of the booming areas. That's where the oil was discovered. Is it not?
Yeah.
But today, Olobri has a dry well. There is no oil. So this oil you see here today in this country will one day finish. And by that time, if these communities are being destroyed because of exploration, they won't have anything to show for it. their children will be dying of cholera, all this cancer and all these things as a result of the impact of exploration. Today, as a committee, we are trying to do our best in making sure that these people that lay the golden egg have something to show for it. That is essentially the aim of this community. In making sure that billions of dollars being carted away, the resources of this, they will have something to show for it. And we're not going to do it in the old primitive way of fighting and killing and maiming. We want to bring the stakeholders together to sit down, to talk, to plead to their conscience, and actually do something. Step up where they have not done enough. To step up. Thank you very much.
So, are you saying that your committee is going to have impact in the recent declaration last week, which Mr. President has to attend to by the Avengers, when the Ijaw National Congress met last weekend with Mr. President concerning the threat at that zone on bombing the pipeline, and with the elders of the community trying to issue some threat concerning the situation of restructuring and all the aspect of this committee is going to have impact on that.
We are not supposed to involve ourselves in the political aspect of this. Okay. These things about restructuring and all these things is not part of our, like I've told you, if I have my other, I will tell you.
You said something concerning that your committee is going to try to interact with all the necessary stakeholders in order to bring them together, not to have the issue of crisis and all those stuff. That's why I'm asking the question.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. If those places are impacted, if the Avengers as a group, Avengers, you look at it, Avengers as an organization is not from a particular community. Okay. What we are saying is a host community.
Good.
Do you get what I mean?
Good.
It's an organization the real people, the real impacted people.
Good.
That is what we're looking at.
Good.
If Avengers are maybe from the Ijaw, they call their place in the Ijaw community now, and we'll see that area, there is something they are complaining about their area.
Yes. Their
host oil company or gas company that has problem with them. Right. That is where we can come in. I can tell you, last week we were interfacing with a place called in Bayelsa. What is their claim? They are saying that a Chevron has actually deprived them of signing a CRS, CSR, their CSR, their community social responsibility. There's some. This is what they sign with all the communities. But all this while, for many years, Chevron has actually not included them in those things. So these are areas we can look in, and we are very soon we visit them to see actually whether they are within the area these oil companies are actually prospecting for this oil. You know, because of money and a lot of things, a lot of people will come up with a lot of fictitious things. So, but now we are going to visit all these things. We are going to interface. We are going to see these things ourselves to know how true it is. It is not coming to Abuja here telling us. You can see the emotion that if you are there, my colleague wanted to raise. We cannot, as a committee, stay in our offices here and be issuing orders. We won't do that, my sisters. And we must go there. We must see these things ourselves and interact with them. Or you complain, hey, you said you have done this, and this is how the number of health centers you have done. These are people who you have given scholarship. These are people you have trained. We want to see these people. We want to see them. When you compare it with the population and the volume of what you have actually taken out from that community, we know whether it has a meaningful distance. You can't tell me in a place that you are making 20, maybe 250 1,000 barrels per day, and what you are doing in that place is not up to 5 million naira or 10 million naira for that community, my dear, it is not. You are not even impacting on anything. You are not even doing anything for that community. We expect you that these things are done based on their production of each production output of each community. You cannot say community A, because they are producing 2,000 barrels, and community B is producing 50,000 barrels. You expect what is done in community A will be the same thing in community B. It is not. These people are in for business. So if we go to that place and see you people agitating that maybe a hospital, a teaching hospital, or a tertiary hospital must be built in that place, we'll look at it. I say we'll tell them the truth. We are Nigerians, we are your brothers. It is not going to be possible. What you have merited is a cottage hospital because of the way and because of your quota. And that is exactly.
In essence, it means that your committee is playing a mediatory role in order to have lasting solution to that.
Beautiful. That's the correct thing. We are here. We don't want to side the IOCs. We don't want to side the communities. We want to make sure that we put it straight. We'll make sure we'll be at the intermediary.
So does the committee have a stipulated time to carry out all these agendas?
My sister, you can see we have a 4-year tenure. Today, we are just 2 years plus now. So, and you see, this is a community, like a committee that I told you, if you have been following up, this committee is not up to,
it's less than 6 months.
It's less than 6 months. It's less than 6. It's not up to 6 months. It's less than 4 months or 3 months. It was inaugurated, and we have started already, my dear. From what I've seen, we're not doing badly at all. We pray that with the cooperation of these the companies here, you saw my chairman there. They beckoning on the oil companies. They shouldn't make things difficult for us. We are partners in progress. We are not here to indict anybody. That was his speech the other Sunday, some days ago. We are here to cooperate with the people in making sure that we move the communities.
So we thank you very much for this little interview, little interaction with us. We appreciate your little time, and we will do justice to what you just said now. But once again, sir, can you let us know your name and your position in the committee, sir?
Thank you very much. Like I said before, my name is Engr Ikenna Elezieanya. Ikenna Elezieanya is the member representing Owerri Municipal, Owerri West, and Owerri North Federal Constituency. I am from Imo State. By a special grace, the Deputy Chairman of the House Committee on Hosts.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.